Today we're talking about the capital M mission for the church. And in the midst of that, we're not talking about the vision of the local church, but I did want to come up the first week and talk about how the mission impacts our vision for a little bit. I shared a couple of weeks ago, I had a chance to go visit my friend's church over in Mission City. He invited me to come and speak, and Dustin's been the pastor there for a couple of years now, and they're doing a really, really good job, and their youth pastor's a kid that I trained in ministry, and so he invited me to come speak. I shared some of Wonder Life with them, and I was really excited about the opportunity. But part of my excitement was I want to kind of see what they're doing. I'd heard a lot of reports about some things that were taking place. There's a similar style to Ridge Point, but just the last couple of years, God's really shown them favor, and I think they have between 600 and 800 people that come on a weekly basis. And so I said, I just want to kind of see what they're doing. And so I went in asking myself and asking God, okay, what can I learn in this environment, in this experience I can take back and impact us as a church? And so I went there really fired up. I had to speak 3 services that they had. I was like, man, let me go see this. I'm sure they're doing some incredible things we can learn and take away. And I went there and I said, for the most part, they're doing what we're doing. And really not doing it better. There might be incremental gains that they had, but there are things we do incrementally better. I thought their band did a pretty good job. I might be biased, but I thought our band was a little bit better. Literally, I thought, man, they're good, but I love our band. I was glad to come back, and they had a guest service team that was really good. But I watched it. I thought, man, our service order flow is better. And listen, I want you to understand that church growth is a God thing. It's not an organizational thing. We can do our part, don't get me wrong. I think there's always things we're observing and watching. But ultimately, praise to God, we want to see that happen in our church. And so it was kind of going there and seeing that and coming away saying, okay, then what does that mean for us? And then also 2 key conversations. There's someone in the community that kind of comes in every once in a while. They go to another church, but they're big time in the community. And so every 6 weeks or every 2 months, they kind of pop their head in. And literally I had a conversation with him 2 weeks ago. And he said, JJ, we love coming to Ridge Point because we love your church. He said, we're kind of connected to our church, but we love coming to your church because, in particular, they pointed out the band. They said, we love the band, we love the worship. And he said, we visited and mentioned some big churches in the area. We visited all these churches. He said, you guys have the best worship in Polk County, or at least in Winter Haven. And so he said, man, when we want to get our worship on, we go to Ridge Point. I said, that's awesome. He's like, man, you guys are right where you want to be, and the church is going to grow. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad for that. And someone else had a conversation with one of our leaders. They'd visited, same thing. They're going to a really large church. They said, you guys are right on pace where you need to be. Some really cool things are going to happen. And I get excited, and yet I look at it and say, okay, that's cool, but what does that mean for us reaching some goals we want to reach this year? We setting, I think, 3 goals this year, and we've accomplished 2, but the third one was to reach 250 adults on an average Sunday morning at Ridge Point Church. And so we look around this morning, and there's some empty chairs. And you can view it that way. You can say, okay, I see some empty chairs, or you can view it this way. I see some chairs full of people that just aren't here yet. And it's humorous, but I think it's true. Like as we look around, there are chairs that are waiting to be filled. There are opportunities. See, the only thing I think that we're lacking in terms of saying, man, we're going to reach that goal is really 2 things. It's reaching people and connecting people. Those are 2 things that have to happen. And that's not just up to a couple of people. It's not just up to a leadership team. It's up to all of us to say, what is the part? Jesus chose regular people and said, now go and reach the world. In the book of Acts, we see miraculous things where thousands of people were being reached every day. Not because a couple of people that were trained really knew what they were doing, but because the church was in one accord and they prayed saying, God, show us that increase we're looking